Previous lesson, we discussed key concepts in M&E. We talked about indicators as measurements of variables to track progress and success of your project. We also mentioned baseline data as used for reference point. Before starting your project, you want to make sure you know where you are starting from. We talk about data collection as a means of collecting information through surveys, interviews, focus group discussions, document reviews, observations, and other methods. We talk about data analysis, where you examine the data to track, to identify trends, patterns, insights for decision making. We also saw it as a means of tracking performance and being able to make informed decisions. We talk about reporting as sharing information from your M&E processes. And then lastly, feedback and learning. We say M&E is not just about reporting, but it's more about learning and improving. So we need to have feedback from the report that we can use to learn and improve. Now, in this lesson, we're going to talk about the role of M&E in project and program management. Let's jump into it. Number one, goal and objective alignment. Monitoring and evaluation plays a crucial role in program and project management by providing a systematic and structured approach to assess, track, and improve the planning, implementation, and outcomes of projects and programs. Here are some of the key roles of monitoring and evaluation in project or program management. Number one, goal and objective alignment. M&E ensures that projects and programs are aligned with their stated goals and objectives. It helps clarify and define these goals and objectives at the outset, ensuring that all activities are directed towards achieving them. So in M&E, as you develop your project, you need to come up with goals and objectives as your project will be developed at the beginning before even starting the project. With M&E, you are able to align your goals and objectives with what is exactly at stake in terms of solving the problems. That's one of the roles of M&E in project management. Number two, planning and design. As you know, project management, there's a project planning phase. And during the project planning phase is where we put all the pieces together after the project has been initiated. So during the project planning phase, M&E is very critical. Monitoring evaluation will help us in identifying key performance indicators, setting targets, developing a logical framework, and this will ensure that the project or the program has a clear plan for data collection and evaluation. And that's one of the critical aspects in every project because you want to make sure you have a framework. You want to make sure you have a plan on how you're going to collect data and evaluate your project at every phase or every stage of the project lifecycle. Number three, progress tracking. M&E monitors project or program activities in real time. It tracks progress against planned timelines, budgets, outputs, allowing for timely course corrections if deviations occur. So when you are implementing your project at the implementation phase of your project, you need to make sure you track progress. You don't want to wait until the project is completed before you check to know what is done and what is not done. You want to do that during the implementation. And the purpose of that is to identify what is working and what is not working. And you can correct the mistakes before the project ends. And that is to guarantee the success of the project before the project can come to an end. And so in this way, we track various elements of the project. Number one, we track the timelines. The project is implemented within timeline. So we look at what time do we have to implement the project. If it's running for 6 months, 1 year, we want to make sure we are looking at it to see what we have done so far and what we are left to do as to whether we have time for it. Budget. Project operates in budget. And so we need to look at how much do we have to operate within at the end of the project. Before we even end the project, we want to be sure we are within the budget that we have planned. Outputs are the tangibles that we achieve. This could be number of people we have trained, the number of construction buildings and other things that we've done. Tangibles are things we can see and we can be able to attest that we actually were able to do. These are things that we deliver at the end as a result of the project. So these are critical things that you need to monitor. You also need to monitor other resources like inputs. These are resources like human, materials, equipment that you need to monitor throughout the project implementation phase. Now let's jump into number 4, quality assurance. Quality assurance is very critical to ensure that you achieve the success of your project. Every project is into serving the customer. The customer is the person who is giving you the contract of the project for you to implement. So you need to make sure that quality is assured. And what's the working of M&E here? Monitoring evaluation ensures that project activities are carried out with high quality and in accordance to established standards. So when you monitor and evaluate, you are trying to make sure that the quality, the agreed upon standard is being followed. And then we also have monitoring as a way of helping us to identify and address issues related to quality control. So we don't want to wait for the project to end before we know that we are not doing what is intended to be done. So we want to make sure we're looking at it to make every necessary correction. Resource management. Monitoring and evaluation, M&E assists in efficient resource allocation by providing insights into how resources are being used and whether adjustments are needed. This prevents resource wastage and helps in optimizing resource utilization. So with M&E, we are able to know where to put more resources and where to not waste our resources. Risk management. Monitoring evaluation M&E helps in identifying risks and vulnerabilities early in the project or program lifecycle. This enables proactive risk management and mitigation strategies to minimize potential negative impacts. With M&E, we are able to assess all the potential risks of the project and we can be able to develop plans on how to minimize that before even the project starts. Decision making. Monitoring evaluation M&E provides data and evidence that inform decision making at various levels, from project managers to senior executives and funders. It ensures that decisions are based on accurate information and results. So we don't just make decisions on project, but we make decisions based on data, evidence. Number 8, learning and adaptation. Learning and adaptation becomes very critical in M&E because we are trying to improve on a daily basis. And so M&E encourages a culture of learning and adaptation. It allows project and program managers to learn from both successes and failures, promoting continuous improvement. When you implement project, you achieve both success and you also fail on the other hand. So you learn from your failure to improve in the future. You also learn from your success to also build on it in the future. Accountability. M&E enhances accountability by providing a transparent record of project and program performance. It holds responsible parties accountable for meeting objectives and targets. So with robust M&E, we can be accountable to the project performance. Number 10, communication and reporting. Communication reporting are critical aspects of project because we have to develop reports and share with key stakeholders. M&E generates data and reports that can be shared with stakeholders, including funders, beneficiaries, and the public. It helps in demonstrating the impact and value of the project or program. Number 11, sustainability planning. M&E helps in planning for the sustainability of project outcomes. By understanding what works and what doesn't, project managers can make informed decisions about which aspect of the project or program to sustain after funding ends. Lastly, evaluation and impact assessment. M&E culminates in evaluations that assess the overall effectiveness, efficiency, relevance, and impact of a project or program. These evaluations provide valuable insights for future planning and resource allocation. Thank you very much.